Eastern hunter-gatherers were a prehistoric population that lived in the forests and steppes of Eastern Europe during the Mesolithic and early Neolithic periods, roughly between 10,000 and 5,000 years ago. They descend from the ancient North Eurasians. EHG communities were highly adaptable, relying on a mix of hunting, gathering, and fishing to sustain themselves. The earliest fishing net, found in Russia dating back to around 8,300 BCE, known as the fishing net of Antrea, is one of the many artifacts associated with Eastern hunter-gatherer lifestyle. The Eastern hunter-gatherers were among the first human groups to carry Y lineages R1a and R1b, which would later spread widely across Europe and Asia due to Indo-European conquests. For this video, I gathered 17 academic Eastern hunter-gatherer samples and ran them through my trait predictor tool for DNA analysis. Here is the average morph of all predicted phenotypes of the 17 samples. The most common predicted phenotypes among the 17 Eastern hunter-gatherer samples were stranded, followed by vulgid, South Central Asian, and dinerid. 2 samples scored a South Asian phenotype. 2 outlier samples scored different phenotypes, one of which was alpinid and the other was Eurafricanid. The most common nose shape among the Eastern hunter-gatherers was snub, which is a short and upturned nose shape. The most common hair texture among the Eastern hunter-gatherers was wavy, followed by straight, and no samples scored kinky hair. The most common eye color among the Eastern hunter-gatherers was brown, although dark brown and lighter eye colors were also present. The most common hair color among the Eastern hunter-gatherers was black, although lighter hair colors were also present. The most common skin color among the Eastern hunter-gatherers was olive, although light brown skin was also quite frequent among them. Overall, the most typical Eastern hunter-gatherer has olive skin, wavy black hair, brown eyes, snub nose, and average height. The Eastern hunter-gatherers were strongly predisposed to a warrior phenotype, with not a single sample scoring warrior. They were predisposed to slower dopamine reuptake and thus higher levels of dopamine, and worse tolerance to stress. They had some protection from bipolar type 1, which is still observed among their descendants in Northern Europe. The Eastern hunter-gatherers were predisposed to lower level of serotonin, and thus higher odds of anxiety and depression. The Eastern hunter-gatherers had strong predisposition to autism. The majority of the samples in fact scored high risk of autism. Only one of about 17 samples was predicted to be lactase persistent. Regarding empathy predisposition, the Eastern hunter-gatherers were predisposed to a higher level of empathy. Regarding autoimmune conditions, the Eastern hunter-gatherers were predisposed to a range of autoimmune conditions ranging from type 1 diabetes, which is typical for modern Europeans, to rheumatoid arthritis, which is also known to disproportionately affect Europeans. However, the Eastern hunter-gatherers exhibited some protection from multiple sclerosis, which is also a condition common in Europeans today. The Eastern hunter-gatherers had some predisposition to autoimmune disease based on HLA genotype. The Eastern hunter-gatherers also had a predisposition to epithelial cancers. The Eastern hunter-gatherers had some protection from obesity. One of the Eastern hunter-gatherers sampled had hemochromatosis, and 2 had strong predisposition to hemochromatosis based on elevated iron levels. The Eastern hunter-gatherers were predisposed to an elevated level of LDL cholesterol and a lowered level of vitamin D. The Eastern hunter-gatherers also had shorter than average predicted telomeres, which predisposes them to a shorter lifespan. The most common blood type among the Eastern hunter-gatherers by far is O, although individuals with blood type A, B, and AB were also found among the 17 samples included in the study. Make sure you check out the description of this video for links to research material. Thanks for watching.